Hello and welcome to this special Today's Homeowner podcast. You know, here at Today's Homeowner, we try to keep you up to date on just about all facets of the home. And so we like to tap into some industry leaders from time to time to really drill down into the origins and the makeup of certain products. And one that's so common throughout the country is drywall. And with me right now is Jay Watt, the Director of Marketing for National Gypsum. Jay, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you, Danny. Appreciate it.
Well, I tell you and I have had a lot of fun together talking about, what's coming up in the building industry, what's taking place, and you've got some really good insight in terms of a very important component to both residential and commercial building with National Gypsum Drywall. But I'm always interested in companies and their origins a little bit. Give us a little bit of feedback, a little bit of information about the start of National Gypsum as a company.
Well, we're almost 100 years old. We started in 1925 making drywall. As drywall, the innovation of making drywall came about, before that it was all plaster. We made plaster then. We still make plaster now, a lot of it. Before drywall, it was called wet wall. And wet wall was actually plaster. And then when the nickname for when they were able to put the gypsum in between two pieces of paper, they called it drywall. And that's where it came from. So since the 20s, we've grown and taken more and more share of the wall market. But the most important performance characteristic of either plaster and or drywall is the fact that it contains gypsum. And gypsum is very, very fire resistant, so it's a valued building product, whether it be in commercial or residential construction.
Yeah, it certainly is an important part of everything we've done. I don't know how many sheets I've used over the years. Are there any many areas of the country that are still really using plaster more than drywall?
Actually, there are certain areas. When you look at, for instance, the Boston, Massachusetts area, it's almost 90% plaster, veneer plasters versus plain drywall up there. A lot of artisans still reside up there. A lot of the Irish immigrants that came in are the plastering artisans that are up there have passed those trades on to the next generation, and they're still able to do it in a quality way and a valued way. Now, you can go to the Tidewater area of Virginia, you can go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or down even near Santa Fe, New Mexico. Mm-hmm. There are certain pockets that use a lot of plaster.
Wow. Yeah, I thought so, and I know it all had to do with the skilled craftsmen or lack thereof that have moved people away from that. But I'll tell you something that I really enjoyed talking to you about is I almost call it a purple phenomenon, that the purple XP line that started and starting to be really the standard that people are using now, that if you don't have purple on your walls and your ceiling, you're really not getting the best drywall that you can get. So tell our podcast listeners about the whole purple phenomenon.
Well, I guess it starts about 20 years ago. One of the major factors that was plaguing the construction industry was mold. 20 years ago, we realized that a lot of the energy in this country was being lost through inefficient dwellings, whether it be commercial or residential. And we start closing them up, getting rid of the drafts, getting rid of the holes, and making sure we have tight exteriors of buildings. But when they did that, they started keeping the moisture in, and that created mold. And mold became a scare, and it was rampant everywhere. Mm-hmm. Before we had purple drywall, we had a thing called green board. Remember the old green board? Dan?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Green board was meant to be moisture resistant only, and it was used in wet areas to be a little bit more moisture resistant. And you put it in bathrooms and maybe a kitchen. The green board, mold would grow all over it because it had paper on the outside. So we decided to try to see if we can incorporate some mold-resistant qualities and chemicals into the drywall that allowed us to provide not just a moisture-resistant, but a mildew and mold moisture-resistant product, and we were able to do that. And we wanted to differentiate it from the green board, and one of the few colors that was left was purple, and we made it purple, and it really took off in the commercial part of the market because there was a lot more litigation there, and people and architects and owners wanted to create dwellings that were free of mold. So it really took off. For years, we started selling more and more of our purple board And some of our competitors started copying us, and so we went ahead and applied for a trademark and got a trademark on it. So we have an exclusive use of purple, and it continues to grow. But the real story is we created a lot of innovation over the years with drywall, and we just went ahead and put the purple paper and core in these new innovative products, which include noise-resistant products like SoundBreak and high abuse and high impact products that are that withstand a lot of abrasion and a lot of impact depending on the application. But these are used mostly in commercial, and now any hotel, any hospital, any school, any commercial structure you see, the architects specify all these specialty boards, and they're all purple.
That's one of the things that I've always been impressed with you guys, that you really listen, you really respond to what people need. And when you're talking about SoundBreak is one big factor. I mean, think about being in a hotel and you can't sleep because of all of the noise, or think about in a residential situation where you're just trying to, keep the sounds of the laundry room in the laundry room and those kind of things. So the SoundBreak is pretty amazing that you have the two 1/4-inch pieces of rock with the little membrane in between that your guys, through research development, have determined is very successful in stopping a lot of that transmission of sound.
It's called Viscoelastic Polymer, and it's another name for glue that doesn't fully dry. You know when you get a new credit card and that glue that peels off the credit card when you get out or a piece? That's what Viscoelastic Polymer is. We put it in between two pieces of 1/4 inch, and what it does, it dampens that energy, that noise energy that's going through that panel and that wall, and really reduces that noise, which is unwanted sound, going from one space into another.
And I'll tell you, when I was with you there in Charlotte and kind of touring around, which was quite a great day to see all of the inner workings there, the impact resistant rock, which I actually, of course, in my brand new house, every inch of it is purple XP, different lines and so forth. And in my garage and in my workshop and so forth, I have the impact resistant rock. Was not aware of how cool that is until you gave me a baseball bat and said, "Here, just go at it." And even though it might dent just slightly, in normal drywall, it would have knocked a hole right in it. And so just a tad of spackling can repair any of those bicycles that bang into, a garage wall and things like that. I think that's another one that maybe a lot of consumers are not aware of, but can be very effective in a lot of residential situations.
Absolutely. In my home, we have a lot of lacrosse balls that made holes in a lot of walls. And it becomes a 1 or 2 hour fix versus a 1 to 2, 3 day fix.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Now, we get a lot of calls and a lot of emails, again, about sound issues. And when you have an existing, let's say you're in a condo, let's say you're in a townhouse or in a regular home, and, your walls are in good shape and so forth, to try to tell someone to, maybe on the busy highway or something, to try to deaden that sound within a room in the past has been pretty hard. I mean, you don't want to tell someone, well, put up another layer of drywall or tear your drywall out and insulate it better and go spend a bunch of money on windows. But now your retrofit product on SoundBreak, I think it's going to be a game changer. Once everybody realizes that's available, there's going to be a lot of that rolling out of the stores.
It's really taken off for us, Danny. It's a product that you can go in and with no demolition. Now you just pop off the top and bottom trims and just adhere this to the existing wall, finish it, and you're good to go. And it knocks the heck out of the noise coming through that wall, especially if you have a new baby and you have a nursery next to maybe a media room or the little brother that's making a lot of noise. It really works.
Or somebody got a drum set for Christmas.
There you go.
Hey, we want to remind everybody and encourage you to drop by askforpurple.com. Excellent website that'll tell you everything about all of the Purple XP products. And, of course, you can learn more about everything to do with National Gypsum by going to nationalgypsum.com. What's on the horizon, Jay? What's around the corner? You've always got something brewing in the back room there that you guys are working on.
Well, building science continues to provide us new and innovative ways to create new products, whether it's from the bottom up or the top down. And we have a lot of lot of things in the works we're trying to provide to continue to be the innovative leader out there. You keep mentioning XP, and all our purple products are called XP, and your listeners are probably wondering what XP means. Well, it's a marketing genius. It means extra protection against mold. So when you say XP, it's purple, and you've got the peace of mind to know that you're mold resistant.
But something else that I admire about a great company like National Gypsum, you guys give back a lot. You've helped out with Habitat Humanity on a number of homes there, and that's one of the things that a lot of the drywall manufacturers just don't do. But you guys have always been out front there, really trying to help the community.
We try to, Danny. That's our current passion is with an outfit called Purple Heart Homes, and it kind of resonates with our Purple Drywall, and they're based just north of Charlotte, North Carolina. But they build homes, and they provide ramps and new showers for injured veterans. And as much as we can do, we try to provide material for them as they're doing the good work for these needed veterans, because veterans resonate well with everybody, especially at the employees of National Gypsum.
You told me one time that you were driving down the road. I think you're actually up in Northeast there somewhere, checking on a hospital or something that was using a lot of the National Gypsum products. And as you were telling this story, I could just see you just swelling up with pride, seeing all of the sheathing on the outside, knowing that they're using the top of the line Purple XP inside. It was just like a proud father there telling the story. I thought it was pretty cool.
All the employees at National Gypsum have a sense of pride when they see that. My sons, when they're out there and they don't see purple, they text me and bust my chops. But a lot of times they'll send me a picture of a nice purple building.
They know how to get to Dad. That's pretty good. Now we could talk on and on about this, but I'll tell you, we could talk for hours about one of your passions of playing golf. How's that golf game these days?
Well, I haven't been arrested lately for impersonating a golfer, but I still get out there and hit it. It's a game where you play yourself, and it's certainly fun.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we'll definitely have to do that, and it's been great talking to you about drywall. Look, if you have a question on anything we've talked about here, go ahead right now, todayshomeowner.com/podcast. Send us that question. I'll make sure that Jay or one of his staff is able to answer any questions that you may have about National Gypsum as well as Purple XP Drywall. And remember, askforpurple.com. You start going through that website and you'll realize many products that they have will work perfect for your upcoming home, your upcoming commercial building, or any remodeling project that you may have. Jay, again, I certainly appreciate it. Can't wait until we are able to have dinner again very soon.
I look forward to it as well, Danny. Take care.
Okay, thank you very much.